Hi, it's Lisa from Transmission. As we're filming this, it is 5:10 on the 4th of August. It's Leeds Pride. We're in the Cosmopolitan Hotel, and as you can see behind me, there's empty tables. You can probably hear it's quite quiet. There's nobody in the background. Quarter of an hour ago, this room had 30 odd people in it, 32 people in it to be precise, because we're running a trans and non-binary support zone. So we've got Joan is here doing D-poll, Sheila is here from translations, ready to talk to families and that. There's Rufus. We've got our fundraising sort of bits, and people have been having some food, and it's a bit of a chill out space. There's an area just behind me that side which is like a chill out space, which is a bit, if it's been really hectic outside, you can come and just like, you know, unwind a little bit. So yeah, it's been quite a good day so far. Everything was going really well. And then the duty manager here came in, and what did he say to you, love?
That we shouldn't have any more than 30 people. It's a maximum of 30 people, and there's more than 30 people in here, so... And it was just like a lot of noise in one go, and it's like all people behind talking, so it's like, okay, that's a bit...
Yeah,
like, well,
so he didn't speak to me.
No.
I'm the one who booked it. He didn't speak to anybody else. He didn't do a numbers count, so we did a numbers count.
Went straight to me, and face to face, he's like, and
Yeah.
just said all of that in one go, and it's like...
So I did a numbers count, and at the time we had 32 people in the room. So 2 people over this limit, and to bear in mind, I had no idea that there was a 30 people limit. But 2 people over that amount, and he kicked off. I then went to, and some of them were children, so we had like, I think 5 people in here who were like, sort of like under 15, so sort of like quite young. And with their families, because either they're trans or they've got trans family members or whatever, or non-binary. So, you know, it was a support area. And this guy basically kicked off. He kicked off with us a couple of years back as well. And then stormed off to go and get paperwork to prove that it said 30. Which is interesting, because yes, his paperwork does say 30, but I hadn't actually booked that amount. So the fact that he's come in, shouted pretty much at Rufus, had a go, stormed off, and then I went chasing him to try and find out what this paperwork was and what the issue was. He didn't speak to me. So at the time, the room is emptied because people were quite obviously upset. Somebody that we were supporting has gone out and disappeared and left. Even though they were coming here because they needed some support. So I am absolutely fuming. Now, the Cosmopolitan hosts LFF once a month. It's supposed to be trans-friendly and everything else, but quite frankly, his attitude completely sucks. I asked him for his name. He said he would give me his name and then didn't. I asked for the manager of the hotel's name. He said he'd give me that and didn't. So I'm going to take it further, because even if this wasn't Pride, even if this wasn't a space that we booked specifically to say that we were running a support space, which is exactly what I said on the phone when I booked it in, that we were running this, even with all of that to one side, the fact that he's come in and shouted about an extra 2 people in a room is quite frankly disgusting. So we are going to take this further, and I will keep you updated, because quite frankly, I am thoroughly pissed off with this. And those of you that sort of follow us on Facebook and on YouTube and things, you know that when I'm pissed off, it's a bad thing, because I get a bee in my bonnet and I get my teeth into something and I don't get let go.
Plus, as well, you don't want other people using this place if they are really transphobic.
No, I know, right? And the thing is, we've paid for this room. We've paid £75, which isn't a lot of money to some groups, but we aren't funded. So £75 is... Well, I can't work it out. How many? So that would be, 14. So that's 15 paracord bracelets that Rufus makes. Or,
but I said, as well as that,
you know,
it was cost more this year than last year. Last year, they supplied hot water and some snacks or whatever, all included in the price. This year, there was nothing. Anything? I said we've never ever been told, you know, before you book, that there's only a maximum of 30 people in a room. just for him to just storm in and go, oh, there are too many people in here,
Yep.
you're only meant to have 30.
Yep.
So,
And basically,
blue.
it's now emptied a space that, you know, people were in and people were using. So we'll be taking this further and we will keep you advised. We'll see you again with an update.
A list of directors for the hotel group.
Oh look, Peel Hotels.
Excellent.
You'll be hearing from us very